all the final confrontations begin in Fairy Tail as we see not only Natsu and Zeref clashing, we also have August versus Kana versus Gildas. We have as well Acnologia just doing whatever the fuck he wants. And I love that about Acnologia because, as always, he don't give no. I don't care and all that, like, for the most part and all that. I just love gushing about Acnologia because, like, every time, like, he just does something that I find is really cool. Because, one, the way how he appeared right in front of Urza and Wendy and they're shitting themselves and he's there smiling. He knows, he doesn't even have to look at them and he's just like, I know you're scared of the Dragon King. Even though they've never met him, but it's just like, Urza's like, who the fuck is this guy, and why is this magic power, like, why am I so terrified of this magic power, like, why do I know it from somewhere? And, like, one of the things that I was like, you know, like, where I was like, oh, how did Acnologia find that out, which I'm hoping maybe at some point in all that, like that was going to happen, or maybe he's just like, fuck, he's like, oh, like, you had a similar smell to, like, the other dragons, and it's like, oh, like, so it was you, and all that, you gave, like, that gave the people of, power of dragon slayers and all that, and that means you're my mother, you gave birth to me, and he's just like, my sin, as he just starts stomping on her, blood and guts is, like, gushing out, and I just love it. It's just like, he's just laughing, like, you know, like a maniac, just like, I love this, like that, just, like, Sharon Khan is just so like, we've missed you, man, we've missed you, Acnologia, and the fact that you got, like, all of there, you got Wendy look like she's about to throw up. Urza, I mean, like, honestly, I said it before, I don't want you to be moving at all, but I want, like, Urza, like, to, like, if anything, if she was, like, couldn't barely move, I would love the fact that she was trying to move, like, broken bones or something, like, just barely, and she can't fight back, like, I would love something like that. Although, like, when we see, like, the fact that, like, the Natsu and Zeref fight completely beginning, interesting enough and all that, like, Grey is sitting down alongside Lucy, they're not letting, like, you know, like, after all of this and all that, they're letting Natsu handle this, and I thought that was actually kind of, like, something interesting. I know, like, Grey, especially, like, he's kind of a little bit exhausted after using the magic, but I still think he would actually come in and help, like, throughout this. It would not back off, because he's just sitting in a chair just watching this fight. Like, same thing with, like, Lucy as well, like, you can also argue saying, oh, they haven't had a chance, but honestly, like, everything that we saw of Natsu and Zeref in this chapter, like, was, like, that was, like, completely speechless with, like, the exception of, like, one of the last panels or so, like, where it's just like, you know, you're gonna, like, know, like, you know, spare and all that. It's like, even when he was talking, saying, like, you're useless, Natsu, at this point and all that, you know, the power of Igneel has gone, and you cannot win against me like this and all that, and he's like, I didn't, like, you know, and, like, even Happy's like, if I didn't stop him that time, I'll be, yeah, Happy, you ruined everything on there, but he did have an emotional moment on there. And there's, like, although it was so cheesy when he said it, he said, there's still the power of me, though. And I'm like, yeah, I have these three powers here. Me, myself, and I. like, to take on, I was like, oh, that's cheesy. But then I get fired up as cheesy, and I'm like, alright, let's see what you can do and all that. And, like, even when they, like, all just stop fighting for a second, where it's like, okay, and all that, this magic power, oh shit, it's Acnologia and all that, and he's like, and even when he's like, you know, Iron's like, stole some time for us and all that, he's like, it's time and all that, and like, we've got no time, like, we've run out of time to play around Natsu and all that, but this is my final chance to me for the future of humanity to die using this, and the way how, like, exactly August was explaining it and all that was very weird, where he was like, you know, if, like, only the king absorbed the magic of the fairy heart and all that, this might have been a different story, people might have been upset. Like, they're saying, like, Zeref, if he took in that, he could destroy Acnologia, so now in his own way he has to destroy humanity as well, where it's like, what is he doing? Does he, like, plan, like, I think what the thing is, like, is he gonna plan to, like, unleash, like all of his, like, you know, hate, like, all of his power, like, he's gonna release, like, the entire curse, like, and just, like, this big miasma is just gonna, like, cover the earth? Is that, like, what he's gonna do? Like, because that's the only way where it's like, you're gonna kill the entirety of humanity with, like, Zeref's power, like, that would be one of the things. And one thing that Kana tries to do is saying, like, you know, fuck that and all that, you know, like, we're not having all that, what you do, you guys are just conquering, you know, people are falling because of this stuff and all that, and he said, we don't care, like, you know, about justice anymore and all that, you know, like, I'm gonna, you know, what's important to us is, like, the people around us, and it's just like, you know what, I ain't gonna give up. And the fact that she's, like, using, like, fairy glitter just straight off the bat, and it's just like, you know, like, I'm gonna try and take you down now, and I, like, honestly, I'm looking at Organ, it's just like, the fact that fairy glitter didn't do a single fucking thing to him, I was just like, Jesus Christ, August, how fucking strong that must be. He's just there, and he's just like, that's one of the most powerful fairy magics, and that's it. Wow. And it's just like, I like it. That was like, you really are nothing like that. And like, one of the things that was like interesting is that when we find a little bit about August's character, and he's like, oh, like, you know, like, he was talking about like, for someone that has mastered every like magic like that exists in the world, he has one thing that he does not understand, and that's the love between parent and child. And he's like, is it like, if your child is to die in front of your eyes and all that, what emotions would be like? And this is what triggers, like, you know, like Gildas is like, you wanna fucking go? And all that. Like, I'm wondering about that, where it's like, is he like intentionally provoking, like, you know, he's intentionally provoking Gildas, but like there's a reason, because he's gonna be like, maybe, like, you know, this is the reason you won, because you're fighting for a better cause, like, you know, I gotta protect her so my daughter can like live throughout all this, or so. Like, I think he's trying to say, and exactly where we talked about like what is the one magic, you know, what's that all that about, and the fact that the next chapter is called Why His Highness's Sons Couldn't Love. That's an interesting title to end it off with, especially with this chapter. So 525 is leading on some very interesting questions for me, especially at the end of the chapter, because, you know, we're at the final parts. We're reaching the final part of the story, and I just need to know more. But overall, all that, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. I love this chapter, and like, great setup and all that. Definitely setting up, that title got me really interested and all that. But that's all from me. Thank you as always for watching, and I'll see you guys, though, next time.